Hi again, gang, on YouTube. Another day, another flashlight review. I got for you a nice smartly designed headlamp from Nitecore. It's the HC90. Has a 900 lumen main white light emitter, the RGB red, green, blue triple emitters for low profile or tactical or alternative spectrum colored light illumination for different types of situations, or just when you don't want too much bright light around. Has a USB charging there on the side, 18650, nice slide your mode type of interface there. Very, very simple and intuitive. Up is up, turbo, and then set it to pause in the middle. And not to mention, really nice heat sinking design on the HC90. So go ahead and slide your mode on over and we'll check out the HC90 from Nitecore. This Nitecore HC90 was sent to me for review from andrewamanda.com. And long before I was reviewing any flashlights on YouTube, I used to go and check out their website for good deals on flashlights. They have free shipping on any order over 50, did I say 50? $25. Any order over 25 bucks gets you free shipping in the United States, and that's kind of unheard of. I don't think there's any other websites that offer free shipping under like 50 bucks. So pretty good. The only place you can go online and have a conversation about the price, if you would like to pay a little less, you can shoot your best offer and maybe get it for that price. Deal of the day, every day. One item slashed as much as 50%, super deal, even everything from up to the latest and greatest items just out. They'll have a sale, so definitely keep an eye out for that. andrewamanda.com, and I don't mind saying so myself. And one more thing, if you log on to andrewamanda.com in the next 4 weeks or so, use the promo code HC90David. And that will get you the HC90 for $72. Limited time, approximately 4 weeks from what I know. Alright. So in the box of the HC90 we have sort of flashy feature type of box. A little extra special, we got the red, blue, and green on this box. And we got our specs, typical type specs. And usages, we get a little bit more with this one. Map reading, rock climbing, tactical, camping, caving, and yes, I can see how this light applies to all of these uses. So there's our box, and then we get the light itself in the box. Very nice. The headband included, and so there's the light and the headband in the box. We get an extra set of O-rings here, so I'm gonna move that. The O-rings, if those snap off, then you can just replace them, stick one back on there, and then an extra USB port cover. If you lose that, then you've got a spare there. We got the warranty card here, so you can hold on to that. And then we have a USB charging cable for the HC90. And we've got comprehensive and easy to read, I've found, directions. And these are both in English and in Chinese on the other side. The Chinese, for me, not quite so easy to read as the English is, but the English is done quite well, I found. Okay, looking at the HC90 in the front, we have 4 separate emitters. The main white emitter, very floody beam profile. The hotspot, if you call it that, is really big, and it's just mainly a nice floody light to illuminate your surroundings, much more than to see off in the distance. We have the 3 RGB red, green, blue lights for when it's really dark. If you don't want to disturb your environment, you can use these. If you don't want to kill your night vision, then turning one of these little colored lights on will enable you to see in very dark conditions fairly adequately around you, and then you can turn it off and still be able to have night vision intact, which this will not let you do. So the output on these, I noticed, was brighter than the SRT7 Revenger. you know, like higher than about 15 lumens, but they're not quite as bright, or they're definitely not as bright as the SRT7GT, the newer light, or the MH27. Those have lighter red, green, blue, but these are still adequate. They're very usable, and so they can be very, very handy. This is nice. This is really nice, easy to use, simple and fun. You know, just slide it higher and it gets higher. Nothing to think about or try to remember, you know, recall if you're doing it right or not. Just slide it to the left. You can see the small output. I measured this, the lowest output at just under 1 lumen was the lowest I was able to get, and then all the way up to the turbo mode was about close to 1,000 lumens measurement. And then we go sliding to the right. So with this on your mounted on your head, you just use your finger, you kind of come up here and push the button and then use it to slide. It's real easy. It's real intuitive and easy to use. Then we go to the right, we got the red, and we got the green, and we got the blue light. And then it's very bright around here right now, so I can light up this light and show it to you, but in the dark this comes out really bright, and we'll take a look at that in a minute. So there's and then of course in the center here, that's your standby mode. And we got a big knob for releasing the 18650 out of here and replacing it, or CR123A. It's nice and grippy, very easy to, it's not hard to manipulate at all. With the USB charging port, it's a big, nice big, it sticks in here really tight. I'm not worried about dust or water getting in there, but however I notice like it's very nice in there, but it comes off sometimes when I pull this off. It comes off real easily with this this part that's supposed to hold it on there so it can dangle on there when you're recharging the light, and then I have to put it back on there. So that part could be a little better for sure. But as far as actually protecting the micro USB port, it's just fine. And then the head mount, the sort of plastic or fiber, whatever it is, it's really solid feeling, you know, but it's also really comfortable. I don't notice any discomfort whatsoever when wearing this. It molds very well to the front of my head for me, and it's just seamless. It wears seamlessly. That, as well as the headband itself, is very comfortable. The heat sinking on the front is really nice. I don't notice this type of heat sinking much for headlamps. Some of them don't even have any heat sinking at all. It's just the tube and the emitter mounted on the side. And so this you have is, in addition to the tube and everything that's the light heat sinking, this big sort of electronics, like typical of a car stereo amplifier heat sinking type of thing is on here. So it does really well. In testing it did well. It maintained 1,000, or not 1,000, about 950 to 900 lumens for over 6 minutes, and was able to maintain about 600 lumens beyond that. So that's about it. Taking a look around the light. One thing that happened was that this headband, when I first got this, I was putting it together and I was not pulling hard at all. And it snapped, it broke. Like this piece was mounted inside of here, but it just came right out. So I ended up pulling it and taking a blowtorch and pliers and holding it together, and it melted back on, and now it seems fine. But I looked online, I don't see anyone complaining about that, so it must have just been a one-time type of thing. So, you know, I could find the guy that was running the machine that day, and then I could like to tell him personally, you missed it by that much. Other than that, it's a very nice headlamp. And weighing the HC90, I get 6.56 ounces with the headband and the 18650 battery included. So I get a 0.53 amps for the charging for the HC90, and so it's obviously it's definitely not the greatest. It's definitely not the worst, and it's very much an adequate type number. I would consider 0.53 amps to be very adequate. And we have a little indicator light here for charging. It blinks, it pulses slowly red. I don't know if you can see that in the camera right there between my thumbnails. And it pulses red if there's something wrong, if you insert the battery wrong. Here, I'll unscrew the cap and see the cap isn't tightened enough, and now it blinks red quickly to let you know that. that it's not charging. There's something, not something the matter. Got the wrong battery in there or something. So put that back on there, and it'll again go back to blinking. So we'll just check the lumen output on turbo, and first we'll have a Samsung 30Q high drain type cell, and then we'll check it with the Panasonic 18650B, not so much of a high drain cell. Alright, so we go turbo, and we'll start the timer. Okay, 30 seconds, and we get for our number 889, that was at right at 30 seconds. So 889 add a 0 times my multiplier, 0.111, and that gives us 986.79 lumens for the Samsung 30Q high drain cell. And now with the Panasonic 18650B turbo. Coming up on 30 seconds, we get 882 for our multiplier. Now we've got our fully charged protected 18650B, and so we'll go with protected versus unprotected here. Cells. And at 30 seconds, the protected cell gives us a little lower number, 836. Now we'll check the output with the 18650B versus the high drain cell, with each of these cells depleted down to 3.63 volts, and see what we get. Okay, so 18650B at 3.63 volts. We go to turbo. And we do see that that's a lower number. Oops. Okay, we'll stop a little early since I started a little late. We get 613. Now we'll go with LGHE2 high drain at 3.63 volts for 30 seconds. Get turbo there. And timer. And we'll just check thermal step down on turbo here. Nitecore says 55C, it's supposed to, 55 Celsius, it's supposed to reduce output in order to minimize any discomfort from the heat and or damage to the LED from excessive heat. So we'll get turbo mode here. And we'll just watch the lumens, we'll watch the time. So past 4 minutes now, and I haven't noticed anything beyond the usual sort of voltage sag. I haven't seen any thermal step down. 5 minutes now, and it's still at right around 900 lumens, so it doesn't look like we've got any thermal step down so far. So just before 6 minutes, it did step down a little bit, and it was still ticking down a little, so I think it's hard. I can't measure the temperature from this angle, but it's probably getting right around 55 Celsius, and then we're seeing thermal step down here at 6 minutes. 7 minutes now, and it's still at that 600, just over 600 lumen mark. So I think that's what we can expect, is for about 6 minutes at 900 lumens, and then a step down to about a little over 600 lumens for the remainder of the time that the light is on. And of course, when you turn the light off and then turn it back on, it'll cool down a little bit, and you can sort of reboot turbo that way. And checking the light here, again, on the front, 54, a little over, or almost 55 Celsius. So, fair enough. Okay, so to sum up the HC90 now, using the 30Q battery, we got 987 lumens. This is what I tested using my setup. So the 30Q high drain, 987 lumens, 18650B non-high drain type battery, 979 lumens. 18650B protected cell, I got 927 lumens, so not as much with using a protected type cell. Nitecore does list in their, they do list in their literature that the protected is recommended, but for me, I didn't find it necessary. There's enough protections built in already that I don't find using a protected cell absolutely necessary. You can make up your own mind about that. I got testing at 3.63 volts, so from a fully charged 4.2 volt cell, which we just mentioned, partially discharged 3.63 volts cell, using an 18650B, I got 686 lumens. Using the LG high drain HE2, I got 695 lumens. So not very much difference using high drain. I don't recommend you have to go out and fetch high drains particularly for this light. It doesn't make much difference. The high mode I tested at 630 lumens, and then the weight on this was fairly light, 6.6 ounces with the headband and battery included. Lumens on the RGB, I tested blue 9 lumens, green 8 lumens, and red 3.5 lumens. So if you're looking particularly for that red spectrum light for hunting, check out the Nitecore HC50, and I'm going to be reviewing that one in the next couple of days, if not tomorrow. That review will be up, and I'll let you know the lumens numbers I get. That one has more red output, but it's only a single red emitter light, so no blue and green, just a nice bright red. So it could be a good option for many people. So that's about it. That's about all I have to say about the HC90. It's a good tactical type of light. You know, you don't draw attention to yourself in the dark when you're using it. Of course, for very specialized things like that, you might have night vision for that type of work. But good for hunting, general purpose. It's fairly extreme. Okay, so that's probably enough talk about the HC90. See what it can do. So let's take a look in the dark at some beam shots. I'll let you guys know in advance. I was cleaning. I had my carpets cleaned here, so I took all the furniture and had it in the kitchen, all my junk. And so I wanted to walk around the house in the dark too, as well as outdoor beam shots, so you can kind of see, you know, what the headlamp would look like when you're indoors, if you're tasking or using it to walk around and not disturb your spouse or your children or something like that, you know. So you guys will get to see all that junk I had going on. But before we look at that, and we're going to go outside too and look at RGB and all the color, all the features of the light. Before we do that, if you would take 2 seconds and hit that like button for me, I very much appreciate it. If you want to see more videos like this and know what you're getting in a flashlight before you buy it, then hit the subscribe button, and we'll have more reviews to look into lights in the future, and hopefully some other stuff too. So that's it. Let's go and hit the beam shots for the HC90. Okay, so I'm just going to walk around the house and play with this headlamp and sort of chatter. I just had my carpets cleaned today, so everything is all in the kitchen and everywhere, and I'm not a slob. I'm just in temporary transition for the past 47 years. And as you can see, we can see quite a bit. Here, let me turn it off. That's dark. And then with just the red, it's pretty bright. The red is, I mean, you can definitely check out everything around you with that. And then this is even brighter. The green is like almost like a regular light here. And then we've got the blue, which is very bright again, except it's blue, obviously. Alright, so let's just sort of see what we got. And then off, and see how low can you go. Let's slide. Alright, that's kind of like low, as low as I can get it there reasonably. My keyboard here. Got one sticky on my keyboard. Keep it simple, stupid is what it says. Alright, and again, very bright light. So there's turbo and all my junk. Made it my microwave with my LG washing machine. Review here. Yeah, that's a forget about 1K, forget about 2K, forget about 3K. We got 4K for you. Okay. I'll take it. My favorite Christmas gift of all time. Yep. My Samsung vacuum hopefully won't suck anybody up in that thing. And then old tech. again with the old tech. Won't tell you there's going to be 5 more days of rain there. Alright. And what's life without a few flashlights? Hopefully next time I'll be reviewing this one. Right there. Alright, so this is easy. It's easy to control. As you can see, I just sort of, you can flip through here as you go. Again with the colors. And then our slide. Up to high. And then, of course, beyond, we have the turbo mode. Alright, so I'm just going to sort of walk around here and we'll look at the colors first before looking at the main white LED. Obviously this one here is red. So then we'll try the green here. And of course you still can't see as much as on the camera as I'm able to see. Alright, and of course we have blue too. There we go. Alright, so let's go with the white light now. Green again. And a couple more seconds here with the colors. Red. Okay, and main light here. It's about as low as I can go, I believe. Oh no, not quite. Whoops. See, yeah. All right, there we go. Okay, now we're in focus. Yeah, and as low as I can get the light to go. So I'll just back off. Yeah. Alright, we'll give it a little bit more. There we go, again in focus. And then here we have this, the highest, or not the highest, it's high, but not the highest. Okay, we get a turbo there. There we go. Now that's the highest. plenty bright there, a good 1,000 floody lumens going. And let's get a little bit more out in the open. So now I'm zooming all the way in here, which is only, I think, 14x for my camera. It helps if I focus though. I mean, direct the hotspot to where I'm focused. All right. Definitely a lot to see when you got this on turbo. Yeah. All right. So that's the HC90 Nitecore headlamp.